Good evening, Chanchala ma'am, Nikita ma'am, and all participants. Good evening to all.
Evening,
Good
sir.
evening, Ajay sir.
Nikita ma'am, please start.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. A very warm good evening to one and all the participants, dignitaries, and Research Foundation of India's member, and of course, our today's subject expert. It's 29th of Feb and day 4th of our International Training Program and FDP program on Advanced Tool and Techniques for Research Methodology, which is organized by Wild Innovators University and Research Foundation of India, and it is sponsored by ARGA HERF. So, for our today's topic, our today's subject expert, Dr. Chanchla Jan ma'am, is here with us. But before we head towards our session, I would like to share our today's subject expert's achievement journey with you all. So, a very warm good evening to you, ma'am. Dr. Chanchla Jain ma'am is an author, research expert, and academician with an experience of more than 11 years in management and commerce as an assistant professor. Ma'am is a co-founder of Urja Counseling and Training, Indore. Presently, ma'am is working as an assistant professor in Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Indore. Ma'am is also the coordinator of IQSE at PIMR. As a research expert and trainer, ma'am has conducted many more workshops and FDPs on SPSS module, research paper writing and analysis through our programming. Recently, ma'am has completed one more research project related to medical field, which has been presented before the Central Ministry. Ma'am has rich experience of more than 10 years in research. And with this, ma'am has more than 42 research papers published in various Scopus, national and international journals. Ma'am has also presented research papers in more than 20 conferences and won 5 Best Paper Awards at GIMS, Delhi, Pacific University, Udaipur, and 3 in Prestige, Indore. 4 research scholars are pursuing their PhD degree under her valuable guidance. She has also guided more than 500 students in their major and minor research projects. Ma'am is an author. She has also written a book on crucial problem of our society along with a co-author titled as Atmatya Kyun. So with this rich experience journey, I would like to request ma'am to please come and hold the footsteps and guide all of us with her valuable knowledge. Ma'am, please welcome. Now the platform is yours.
Thank you so much, Nikita ma'am. Ma'am, will you please confirm me? Am I audible clearly or not?
Yes, ma'am, you are clearly audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. So initially, I would say thanks to Nikita ma'am for introducing me to the participants. And also, I want to extend my gratitude towards the RFI for organizing this 10 days workshop, 10 days FDP, I must say, and giving me chance to interact with the participants who joined this workshop from all over the India. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the workshop. Today, as Nikita ma'am already told to us, that today I'm going to discuss about the application part of Excel, that how we can use Excel in the analysis of the data, right? So now, without taking your much time, I am directly coming to the session, and give me a second. Firstly, I'll share my screen with all of you, and then we'll talk about the things which I'm going to discuss today. Okay, I have shared my screen. I think presently I'm showing you a Word file. I hope it is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes. Thank you, Nikita ma'am, for the confirmation. So, dear participants, I'll expect from all of you that once I'll start the session. So, if I'll ask you something, I expect you to please respond because it's the online session. It would be quite difficult for me to understand that how many of you are listening attentively and responding to me, right? So, that would be a much uh, appreciable if you will respond to me. That way, I think the outcome will be more better, right? So thank you so much. with this, I'll start today's session as I'm talking about the data analysis part using the Excel first. So I think I do not need to much say something about the Excel. I think it is a software or it is a application which we all are using on a daily basis. Every day we are taking, as I think most of us are working, we are always in our organizations using the Excel for doing very from small tasks to the tedious tasks. We are using the Excel, right? So it is like Excel is useful, very useful for the statistical analysis also, but there are certain limitations also. But today I'll only talk about how we can use Excel for the data analysis purpose. I will not talk about the limitations of Excel, right? So Excel format, I think everyone knows this is a great type of software where you can enter your data using various kinds of tabs, that is menu. You can perform various types of actions or activities or the operations on the data to achieve your objective. So firstly, as I think it is a 10 days research paper writing workshop or FDP. So I think I will start with the very initial part. Although I think, friends, this is a fourth or fifth day. Nikita, ma'am, this is a fifth day, I think, or fourth.
Ma'am, it's the fourth day.
It's the fourth day. Yeah. So I think you people have gone through the things about the problem identification, literature review part, etc. But still, as I want to connect you with the data analysis. So firstly, I'll talk about initially 5 minutes. I'll talk about the research paper format, right? So I think as I am from the management field, and I can say management is a part of social sciences. So those who are dealing with or those who are from the domain which are the part of social sciences, generally we are following the pattern. Usually, firstly, we need to write the introduction part of the title or of the research paper, right? So generally when we talk about whenever we are deciding a research title, so for deciding a research title also sometimes we need to take the help of literature, or we need to scan or observe our environment. Using that we can come to a particular tentative type of topic, that this can be the topic on that you can work, right? So that way, firstly, you need to decide upon the research title or research topic. Generally, always we keep the research title or topic tentative, because as we proceed with the time, with the literature review part, generally things are getting changed. So generally, at the end, we are finalizing the final topic, right? That means that after writing the conclusion, we should write the final title. But to start your work, you need to have some tentative topic with you, right? So we will start with the tentative topic and then we will proceed. So in the topic part, that is the introduction part, that is the first step of writing your research paper. You need to talk about the keywords of your title, right? So say for example, if I'm saying a study of customer satisfaction towards, for example, online studies, or for example online FDPs, suppose this is your title, right? So that way, whatever are the keywords you are finding here, that is the suppose the learner perception, that can be the one thing. So the topic can be the study of the learner's perception towards the online FDPs, right? So maybe learner's perception can be your one keyword. Then you can talk about the online education, you can talk about the online classes or online FDPs, and that way, using these keywords, you will define them properly. Then you will connect both the keywords, and that way you will write your introduction part. Moving ahead, talking about the literature review. Literature review is what? It is a review of the literature which is already existing. Literature means which is already existing, right? So you need to review it critically to back or to support your title. That way you can also identify the gap in the previous researches and the present study which you are going to conduct, and that gap will help you to write your research questions, your objectives and hypotheses. So that way, critically and intensively, you need to identify the research papers in that particular domain, and you need to study or read the literatures or those research papers critically, so that you can understand what type of things have been already covered by the previous researchers, and that way you can see where the gap you are finding, which is not covered by the previous researchers, that you will write after your literature review, and that gap will help you to raise certain questions. Questions will help you to formulate your objectives, right? Objectives will give birth to hypothesis. Then when we are moving ahead talking about the research methodology, Research methodology will be your roadmap. It will be a kind of blueprint which will guide you further that how you will move ahead to achieve your objectives. So in that part, you will talk about your type of study, which type of study you are going to conduct. You will talk about what would be the sampling frame, what would be the sampling unit, sample size, population, etc. You will talk about sampling technique. You will talk about. Then you will talk about what type of data collection methods you are using, which type of data analysis tools you are applying, which type of data collection tools you will use, which type of data analysis techniques you will apply. And that way, this would be your research methodology. Moving ahead, then you will come to the data analysis, right? So that means this is a journey you need to means you need to pursue to come to the analysis part of any research paper. So in the analysis part, if I come, so before that, even you need to decide upon the variables. So once you have written your objectives will clearly tell you what will be your variables. So that way you need to see firstly the variables. So here, if I talk about the term variable, may I expect the answer? Can anyone tell me what do you understand by term variable?
Variable
Fact.
is any parameter which varies in a study. For example, if I am talking about a biological study and I want to measure the HbA1c or the fasting blood glucose level of a diabetic cohort, then the fasting blood glucose will vary from if he or she is normal, then that will be within a range, and if he or she is not, he is diabetic, then it will be above the range. So that is a variable.
Very correct. Very correct, ma'am. Variable can be any entity which varies. Generally, we can call variable is a characteristics of any object, right? So variable means very simple definition which varies, right? So for example, as ma'am said, if I talk about suppose blood pressure, so we can understand this thing. Blood pressure can take any value from 0 to whatever is the extreme value. So from that value, it can come any value. So that way, variable can accept any value that is variable, right? Which is, we can say it's a variable which varies. It's an entity, right? Now, usually when I talk about the statistical analysis, usually we can say variable can be various types. So here I'll talk about the dependent and independent only. Dependent and independent meaning is from the name itself, I think it is quite clear. Dependent variable means the value of the variable will be depending upon some other variable. That will be your independent variable. So dependent variable always draws its value from the independent variable. That is a dependent, right? Talking about independent variable means a variable which accept any value, which is independent in nature, right? Say for example, if I call about gender can be a dependent variable which can accept any value. It can be a male, it can be a female. So likewise, you need to understand the nature of your variable first, whether your variable is dependent or whether your variables are independent, because identification is very important to decide upon the statistical analysis. Because as I talk about the suppose correlation, or maybe I talk about the t-test or ANOVA, so there you need to be very clear which variable you are taking as a dependent and which variable you are taking as an independent variable. So nature of the variable is very important. First, you need to identify whether this variable is dependent or which variable is independent with you, right? After that, if I talk about nature, might be you people have heard about the measurement scales. Anyone can say whether you people have heard about this thing or not? Anyone? Measurement scale?
Ma'am, liquid scale system.
Likert is little different.
Agree, disagree.
Agree,
Yeah,
disagree. Yes.
yes, ma'am. Like a
Ordinal
measurement
scale,
skill that
nominal scale, ratio, interval.
I think who said this?
Nominal, ordinal, interval,
Dr. Rania
ratio.
Indu.
Yeah, Rania ma'am is very correct. Rania ma'am is very correct. Rania ma'am has correctly said, generally measurement scale can be divided into the 4 categories: nominal,
Ordinal,
ordinal,
interval, ratio.
yeah,
interval,
interval,
and ratio. Very correct.
ratio, yep.
Yeah. So generally, what is the need of these skills? So as I said, there are some variables available in the real world which we cannot directly measure, right? Say for example, if I want to measure the customer satisfaction, so I think there is no parameter, there is no apparatus available using that I can measure the customer satisfaction, right? I think you all will be agreeing with me. We cannot measure the satisfaction using any apparatus. There is no apparatus available. Or even I can say there is no unit also for measuring the satisfaction. But if I say in the real world, you need to take any liquid, we know the unit, we need to take some solid type of thing. So we need to know, we are knowing the units in many cases. So that way we can easily buy those type of things, or we can deal with those type of objects, like, right? But when we talk about the variables which we cannot measure directly, so for measuring them, we need to have some types of scales, which is these scales are known as the measurement scales. There are four categories: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Nominal means this is the very basic or the first order scale. So the scale meaning is that this scale will only help you to categorize your data, or to identification purpose we are using this scale, right? A very simple example always I quote is the gender. So we know if I am dividing my respondents on the basis of their gender, so I can easily say these number of people are the male, these number of people are the female, right? So that way only categorization is possible. I cannot do anything except the categorization on the basis of nominal scale. But once we are going a step ahead, talking about the ordinal scale will help you to categorize your data, and also you can order those categories. So order rank or rank ordering is also possible when you are talking about the ordinal scale. So for example, if I'm measuring, suppose age, right? So generally we know age are in terms of years or months or something like that, right? But when we say the means, suppose if I'm saying on the basis of these are the young lot, this is the adult people, these are the old age people, so that way I can say this is the categorization I am doing using this particular characteristics of the age, right? So that way I can categorize the people that these are the young people or young lot, these are the means adult people, and then these are the old age people. So categorization is possible. Apart from categorization, on the basis of their ages also, we can say we can assemble them, or we can arrange them in the either ascending order or in the descending order. So I can say the old age people, they will be higher in the age, right? Then middle age people, and then young lot, or young, middle, and the old age people. So that way, this is the ordinal scale. Now, going a step ahead, each scale will has the characteristics of its previous scale, right? So that is why we are keeping order like this only. So as I said, ordinal will have the characteristics of the nominal. Similarly, in interval scale, if I talk about, it will be having the characteristics of ordinal. That is, here it is the categorization possible, also ranking or the ordering possible. Apart from that, there will be the equal distance among the categories, right? The best example usually we are finding in the books is the temperature scale, right? So temperature scale can be an interval scale, because we know, if I say thermometer, I think everyone has seen, and I think we will be having at our homes also, right? So using the thermometer we can measure the body temperature, right? And we know this thing, if I say 20 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius, we know the difference is of 20 degrees Celsius. Similarly, the 50 and 30, the difference will be always the 20 degrees Celsius. So that way we are knowing this thing, that the equal distance is there in the two different categories in on the temperature scale also. Apart from that, there is one lacking of the interval scale, and the lacking is that interval scale do not or interval scale does not contain the actual zero. It is having the arbitrary zero, means we deliberately putting a zero on this scale. So if I talk about the temperature scale, we know if I say 0 degrees Celsius, so at 0 degrees Celsius also the nature of the temperature will present, and we know the nature of temperature is what, either we can feel cold or we can feel hot, right? So at 0 degrees Celsius we are feeling cold, right? We will feel cold at 0 degrees Celsius. So that way we can say the characteristics which we are measuring, that is still present when I'm saying it is 0 degree, right? So that way, this is the lacking of the interval skill. So we are having the last skill, that is the ratio skill, and ratio skill will have always the absolute zero. So if I say a person is having zero salary or zero income, so it is quite obvious it is possible to say, right? So that way, these are the four measurement skills available. Using that, we can measure such kind of variables which we cannot directly measure, right? Now, talking about the types of tests. So I think type of test I can, okay, today I'll take, because on SPSS also I'll discuss this thing. So after understanding the whether the variable is dependent and independent, after understanding the measurement scales, now you need to talk about the types of tests. So generally, we can say in statistics there are parametric and non-parametric tests, right? So parametric tests means which are generally bothering about the normal distribution of the data. You need to always check the assumptions of the parametric test, and one of the important assumption is you need to check the normality of the data. If your data is not normal, in that case generally it is suggestive, do not go for the parametric test, and that way you need to go or move for the non-parametric test category, right? So this is the parametric test. Non-parametric tests are those tests which are not bothering about the normal distribution, right? These are the tests which are generally based on the categorical data. But if assumptions of parametric tests are not meeting, in that case, you can apply non-parametric test on the data of the parametric test, right? So this way, if I talk about which type of test I can keep in the parametric, so it is
Madam, can you once again explain this parametric and non-parametric?
Yeah, definitely I'll explain some. Parametric
Yeah,
tests
thank you.
generally are considering the normal distribution of the data. Usually, say for example, if I talk about t-test, right? T-test is a parametric test. So we know in t-test also there are categories available. Independent t-test is available, dependent t-test is available, right? So suppose if I'm talking about independent, right? So independent, in case of independent t-test, you need to have two variables. Firstly, you should have two variables if you want to apply independent sample t-test, and in those two, one variable should be your dependent, and one variable should be your independent variable. Dependent variable meaning is the continuous. Continuous means it should be either interval or ratio scale variable, right? Then one independent variable should be categorical with two categories, right? So this is the basic requirement of independent samples t-test. So as I said, parametric tests are bothering about the normal distribution. So whenever we are having the continuous scale variable, that is interval or ratio scale variable, you always need to check whether your variable is normally distributed or not. So this is the basic requirement of the parametric test. You need to check the normality of your data. If your data is not normal, so in that case, one of the assumptions of the parametric tests are generally not followed by your data. In that case, we can move for the non-parametric test category. I hope it is fine, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Talking about the next, so here we can say T, ANOVA can come here, regression, correlation, these all tests you can keep under the parametric test category. Talking about the non-parametric tests, as I said, non-parametric tests do not consider the normal distribution of the data, and generally these are applied on the categorical data, right? So here you can keep the chi-square test. You can
Ma'am, explain ANOVA also.
I think, ma'am, SPSS also I'm going to cover in upcoming days, so that way I'll cover that there. Is it possible? Because we need to see how to work on Excel also. Is it fine?
Briefly, you can explain, like
It is very similar to the t-test. You need to also need to have two variables, one dependent, one independent. The only difference, you need to have more than two categories in the independent variable.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. These are the some of the tests which we can keep inside the, or which we can keep under the non-parametric test category, right? Apart from that, there are some more tests available, Wilcoxon sign rank test, Spearman rank correlation. So there are various tests available also in this non-parametric test category as well, right? So this way, these are the very few things I have just discussed here, right? Now I'm moving towards to the Excel. Our sheet, I think I have shared with Ajay sir, and sir has shared with all of you. So probably that sheet will be available with you, right? So I'm expecting you to open a sheet and do hands-on along with me so that you can understand how to use Excel for the data analysis. Is it fine? May I start explaining you?
Yeah, madam.
Yes. So give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Excel, I need to open. Yes, it is open. Anyone will please confirm me whether the screen is visible? Excel sheet is visible,
Yes,
I
ma'am,
hope.
it's visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So here, I think I have already given you a ready-made format so that it will save our time, right? Now, what you need to understand here, you
We
can
have not received any format. Was there a mail done or anything? Because we have not received any of these
I think
formats.
it was shared by the Ajay sir on WhatsApp group, probably. I think I'm not there.
Okay.
And
It's not there on the
WhatsApp group.
It is not there.
No, it's there on WhatsApp group.
It's there on WhatsApp group. So, ma'am, I think, are you not there on WhatsApp group?
No, ma'am, I'm not there on the WhatsApp group. I'll join.
Okay, Yogra sir, are you there?
Ma'am, I'm also not there in the group.
I think please, will you please wait for will you please wait for 2 minutes. Yogra sir, are you there? So can you share the WhatsApp link on the chat? So sir is sharing the WhatsApp link in chat. You can access that and join the group. And I request any of the participants, those who have downloaded it, can you please share the sheet again in the WhatsApp group after joining the participants, new participants. I hope sir has shared the link or not. Okay, we are waiting. I'm waiting for everyone. Okay. I think the link is available in the chat. I request everyone to join the WhatsApp group if you have not joined previously. I hope you people have joined. Now I request any of the participants, those who have already downloaded and available there on WhatsApp group, please share the sheet there so that the remaining participants can download it and can work along. Any confirmations? Any confirmations? Shall I move?
No, ma'am. Can you just wait for a while?
Yeah, I am waiting.
Ma'am, we have not received. It is not in the Research Foundation group also, in the WhatsApp group also.
Sorry, what is not there, ma'am?
It has not been shared in the
Have you joined the WhatsApp
group.
group? Have you joined?
Yes, ma'am. I'm already there in the group.
Okay, so I request any of the participants, those who have downloaded the sheet, and if they are available on a WhatsApp group, can they share that sheet? Yogra sir, I think I have shared the sheet with you also. Can you share the sheet?
Yes, ma'am. We just now got it in the group.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So once you people are ready with your Excel sheet, please give me a nod so that we can start working.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Ma'am, I could not join because it says you can't join this group because this invite link was again reset.
Yes, ma'am. Even I
Then can you
also
please
received the same message, ma'am. Even I also received the same
I
message.
think I cannot help. I think the RFI person who is handling this can share. I think I'm only.
Sir, ma'am, I dropped the mail also, but I didn't received any response.
Okay,
Ma'am,
I'll
same
try.
thing, same thing,
Just
ma'am.
a minute. Wait a minute. I'll try. If it is coming in chat, I'll share in chat. Probably I need to check firstly. But chat is not available for me. Yogra sir, can you allow me to chat with the participants?
Chart is not available, madam. Today.
Yeah, right. So I can share
Sir, how
my
it is
screen
possible
there.
that you are not sharing this thing, no?
I think Preeti ma'am, please wait. We are resolving it. Maybe there will be some problems, some issues. Please keep patience. We are trying to resolve the problem. Anyone from RFI is available?
Ma'am, actually, Yogi sir is working on that, so they have to just have some patience.
Yeah, right. Chat is open. Just a minute. Okay. Chat is. I can see the chat, but I think there is no option where I can share. Just a minute. I need to check where I can share something here or not.
Is a request, please resend the link.
I think there is no option available, or is an attachment where I can attach the file and can share in chat.
You can go on the Excel file. You can
Yeah.
copy the link from there and you can copy paste that link over here. If it's made online. No, it's not made online. Or else you can upload it on Google and then you can share it.
Okay, I
Or
think it
ma'am,
can
you
come
can
to.
drop a mail also if it is feasible.
I
Again,
think it
a
is
mail.
not feasible for me. Actually, I am only here to deliver a session. I think
Okay.
it
Okay,
can be
ma'am.
resolved by the RFI team.
I drop a mail also, but to the RFI only, but I didn't respond. I didn't get any response from their side.
Okay.
No issue, ma'am. We are waiting patiently. If something get resolved, at least the thing has reached to you only. That is also someone in the group might be having some.
Even I am not there on
Rights.
WhatsApp groups. Even I cannot share. I'm not there.
It's okay, ma'am. No issues. Ma'am, at
Okay,
least
let us see.
people are there in the group now. At least the things has reached to them, so they can come out with some solutions.
Ma'am, I have shared the link of a drive. So if you open it, I think you can use it in the drive. I think it is open, visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah, Dr.
from
Anita.
here, everyone can download. Go to the file, then download Microsoft Excel. I think it is visible to you because what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yes, it is visible now.
Yeah, so this process you need to do, download this, and then we can start working. Go to the file, download, and then select Microsoft Excel. Right?
Yeah, Excel is open now.
Yes.
Okay, so I think it is downloaded by everyone, right? So may I start explaining now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's down.
Yes, thank you. Done. Thank you
Yes.
so much. I think who was there to rescue us? Anita ma'am. Anita ma'am, thank you so much.
It's okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Fine. So now, firstly, we will understand what this particular data sheet is, and then we will see how to do the analysis on this data. So you can see we are having these 6 products listed, product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we are having the respondents, total 12 respondents as a participant number 1, 2, 3 up to 12. And for these 10 products, we have asked their satisfaction level on a scale of 1 to 5, right? You can find here for participant 1, if I'm reading the row number 2, you can see I can say that the participant 1 is very satisfied with product 1, satisfied with 2, very satisfied with 3, no answers for product 4, very satisfied with 5, and satisfied with 6. So that way I think you can read this data, right? go down and you can find here I'm telling you to calculate the non-blank cells. Then you need to calculate the blank cells, and that way we will find here the total. So blank cells are what? These are the missing values, right? So in the first sheet, we are going to find the missing values. So from everyone, I request to put a equal sign opposite to non-blank cell like this. Then type count, and then once you have typed here COU, you can see all the related functions which are starting with COU. You can see here the prompt is coming. So from this prompt, you need to select count A, right? I hope it is done. Now you need to give the range of your data. For that, you want to count the filled cells. So count A means count all. All meaning is it is considering the text, data, text, date, numeric, everything. Count A function considers everything, right? So that's why, but it is not counting the blank cells, right? I'm pressing enter. You can see it is returning us 11, and that is why I have taken a very small data set. You can find here, and the calculation is very correct. Only one empty cell is there. Fine? Clear to everyone? I hope no doubt.
Yeah,
मेरे को
madam.
करने नहीं दिया.
It's clear.
Okay, thank you, Tapasya. After that, you need to put your cursor at the right hand side lower, means once your cell is selected, so you need to put your cursor at the right hand side lower corner. You would be see a plus sign is coming. You need to hold your cursor and drag it to the last cell horizontally, right? So this way, the same function which we have used here is copied to the last cell, and that way it is giving you the count of these cells, those cells which are blank, right? Is it fine?
Yeah, madam. Yeah, madam.
Now go down under I can say B16. B16, I hope you can understand. B16 means the second column, and this 16th row, that is B16. So I have kept here I have selected this cell, putting here a equal sign, typing COUN, selecting count blank, and again giving the same range. So from the name itself, I think it is quite understanding that it will count the blank cells in the range B2 to B13. Fine?
Fine.
May I enter? Yeah. Now you can enter, and it is returning us 1. Again, I'm dragging the formula till the last cell, and that way these are the missing values in the respective columns. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Talking about the total, so I think we all know for getting the total in Excel, we need to use the sum function, right? Just a minute. And then you need to give the range of previous 2 cells. Done? May I press enter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Again, I'm dragging this to the last cell, and you can see we are having total 12 participants responses. So that way you can see the non-blank and the blank. Sum is 12 from first product to the last product. So that way you can see it is the calculations are correct. Done? May I move ahead?
Yeah, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can go to the worksheet number 2 named as category count. I'm selecting the second worksheet. Now here the name of the worksheet is telling you need to calculate the category count. Categories means we are having the total 5 categories or 5 Likert scale categories we are having, that is very unsatisfied, satisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. So under this product, we need to calculate how many of the respondents are very unsatisfied unsatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. Fine. May I start explaining how to count this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So put a equal sign. Here you need to select the countif function. Count function will only count, right? But once you have used if means you are putting a condition, right? So we are using countif function, and once you have selected the correct function, you can see there are two requirements to perform this function. First one is the range, and second one is the criteria, right? So range means in this range we need to calculate or count the category. So I have given the range. Done. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
And the criteria is, okay, just on it. I'm escaping it. Why so? Because it is a middle align. I'm keeping it as a left align. You also can keep it a left align so that it will save save you from the problem which I was facing. So now again I'm typing here the count if, giving a range like this, because in that way you can see it was hiding this particular category. So here I want to count if, means I in this range I want to count very unsatisfied. Done.
Ma'am, could you please repeat this part again?
From
Count if.
function. Okay.
Count very
Count if will whenever it is if with a function, it is based on, that means you are giving or putting some condition. If is only conditional type of things, right, in terms of softwares. So if I said count if, so you need to count in this particular range if the category is this, which is there in the A15. A means this and 15 means this. So A15 is very unsatisfied. So in this range you need to find or you need to count the very unsatisfied. Done.
Ma'am, how do I select very unsatisfied?
Simple, using your mouse pointer.
Okay. So that column, block
That
should
cell
be.
you need to select. A15
Okay.
cell you need to select.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So may I press enter? I hope yes. No?
Yes, you can.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you can see very unsatisfied. There are two people or persons or respondents which are very unsatisfied for product 1, right? So you can find, because data is very small, so easily we can locate there are only 2 persons who are very unsatisfied, and the same number we are getting here, right? May I proceed?
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I think in the previous sheet like this, what we did, we have applied a formula or function in one cell and then we have dragged it. So here also, can I drag this formula this way or this way? Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, in the single row.
Okay, like this.
Yes, ma'am.
But I think it is
But
correct, not correct, coming
wrong.
correctly.
Yes, ma'am, it is wrong.
It is wrong. Means what is the problem? You need to find the problem. Problem is that there are 2 types of referencing in Excel. That is absolute referencing and the relative referencing, right? Absolute and relative, 2 types of referencing available. Previously in this, what we did, we have used a very simple function count A, and we have given a range here. So you can see once I have dragged this formula or function from here to here. Now you can come here and put your cursor or select the second cell. You can see this range has changed. Previously it is B2 to B13. Now it is C2 to C13. So here we are at the next column. So it is, the range is D2 to D13. So this is what, this is the relative referencing. Done? Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
Yeah. So, but here what we are doing, suppose I am dragging my formula from here to here. Now you can see, come here and see what your this particular function is saying, right? You can see here, it is what it is asking you. It is this function is saying count if in the range C2 to C13. Range is okay, there is no problem in range, but what it is taking, it is taking B15. B15 means this 2, and it is quite obvious there is no number available, so that is why it is returning a 0. Clear?
So we need to write A15.
Yeah, either you can write A15, or what you can do, you can use the absolute referencing here, right? So what I am doing, I am deleting this. I am again coming in the same cell, and I have double clicked on there, so that way that same function activated again for me, right? Done. Now using the function F4, or using only the F4 key, put a $sign like this. Done. So that way you have fixed A15. Now once you will drag your function, your function from one cell to the next cell, that way this range will change, but this will be fixed. So you have freezed the cell reference by using the $sign. That you can maybe manually put your $sign, or you can use the F4 key or function F4 key. You need to see
What it's called? What is
It
called
is-
function for?
function F4.
Ma'am, what do you call that?
Freezing.
Okay, it's freezing.
Yeah, we are making it freezing, or we are making it constant now. This particular cell reference is constant now, right?
Yes.
So may I enter
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
Yeah. Now you can see and drag it.
कौन
Now
है?
see whether it is working or not. So now you can see it is working, right?
Yes, ma'am. Right.
Right. Coming down. Now I'm doing a Control D. Control D has copied down the same formula which I have used here. Only the thing is, you can see you need to change your range, or if you do not want to do this, you can select the range. Up to you. Whatever way you want to do, you can use this. Now you can see, once I have given a correct ranges and the cell reference, you can see this is correctly selected. All this is blue, this is the blue selection, this is the red, this is the red selection. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's done.
Done.
Now unsatisfied, I think there is no satisfied person for the product 1. You can drag it till the last cell. So may I apply it now directly, or do I need to explain again?
Ma'am, you need to explain again.
Why? I think you need to understand the concept in this range, right? This is a range.
Yeah.
And you can
Yes,
check the
ma'am.
ranges. Starting, this is B, so it is B2,
Yeah.
and ending 13. So B2 to B13. In this range, you need to identify or find this particular category. So what I have done, I have copied the same formula downwards. I have kept the range B2 to B13, and this is, you can check it is this time A17. So I have made it A17. That's all.
Okay, like for A70, you will be writing $A, $17.
Obviously, you need to, because I am dragging my formula horizontally.
Okay.
So that is why I am making A, because this will remain same for each and every cell. No. So that is why you need to fix this.
Okay, fine. Now I think it's okay. 1 minute.
Yeah. So now I am making changes in all. Done?
Done, ma'am. Done. It's done.
Yeah. Now to check it whether we have done calculation correctly or not, you can apply here the sum function and give the range of this and can enter. Now you can see. Now I'm dragging the. Done?
Done, ma'am. Done.
Yeah. So shall I proceed to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm getting only one voice. What about the remainings?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, yeah, thank you everyone. Now you can check. We are having the third sheet with the name percent. You can click on this. Here you can see what I did because previously I think I calculated this. So same thing I have kept here, right? If you are because in the previous
Ma'am, may I ask if now I'm that neutral, satisfied, every parameter I have to do individually ना वो drag करेंगे तो आ जाएगा अपने आप the or I have to individually now so for example satisfied I've copy pasted and I've used the formula so do I have to drag the from the unsatisfied earlier one तो वो अपने आप आ जाएगा या I have to specifically change that A वाला $A जो भी सेल है जहाँ पे satisfied लिखा होगा where it will be written satisfied.
I don't know who is speaking. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Ma'am, Glynis. This is Glynis.
Okay, Glimish. Ma'am, first thing you need to see, you need to decide upon whether you want to drag your formula horizontally or vertically, right? So here what we did, we have done the dragging horizontally. So that is what I did. I have kept this particular thing constant or fixed, right? But if you want to drag your formula vertically, in that case, you need to keep this constant.
Okay. But what I mean to say is, ma'am, abhi very unsatisfied that I have filled. Now unsatisfied I have to fill. So every time I have to change that A.
Obviously.
Yes.
You need to
Yes.
always
Okay.
change this.
Okay,
Rows
okay.
are changing
Okay.
because category is in the
Yes,
different
yes.
row, no? So you
Yes,
need to
yes.
change the row reference.
Okay, thank you,
A
ma'am.
will, because it is available in A column. So that is why we are not touching A. But it is in different
Okay.
row, no?
Yes. Okay, ma'am. That was my doubt. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
fine. Thank you. Now, talking about the next sheet with the name percent. Here you can see already, I think I forgot to remove this. So I think it is easier for us. This particular calculation which we have made here in this category count is already available here. Now, for each and every category, suppose we want to calculate the percent, that how much percent of the respondents are very unsatisfied for the product one and likewise, right? So here I am coming and putting an equal sign, right? In the B22 cell, I have kept here an equal sign. For percent, you need to select the count of the category and you need to divide it by the total.
Ma'am, did you select count A? Can you just repeat?
Count A?
After equal to what condition? What?
I have selected this. I think you can see the beauty of Excel is what it is showing you the colors. Color is this B15 color is blue. So you can see here, this is the blue selection. We are in the sheet number 3. So you need to come on the sheet number 3, percent sheet. I hope you are getting what I'm saying.
I'm asking.
Yes,
Very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
From
We are,
B15,
we are
have to
taking the
select.
percentage of
Yes,
very
yes.
satisfied. Very unsatisfied. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I think, ma'am, please, will you please speak again what you were asking?
Ma'am, I'm asking after putting equal to, then we have to select B15 as we are going to divide B15.
Actually, we need to find the total number of people, means we need to find the percent of the people which are very unsatisfied for the product one, right? So in the product one, the total respondents are 11 only, right? So out of 11, how many of are very unsatisfied? That you need to find. So unsatisfied count is 2. So 2 divided by 11, right? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way you have done this. I am pressing enter. It is giving me percent. Maybe it can come in terms of 0.18 also. Using this percent, you can directly put a percent sign also. Right? Fine?
Fine, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I want to, suppose this time we are going in a vertical way, right? So now I want to drag this formula vertically. So I think it is not a correct way if I'm coming like this. You can see answer is coming as there is an error thrown by the Excel to us. Okay? That is the divisor problem is there, right? So that means you need to understand this because the formula is B21 and in B21 you can see nothing is there, right? B21 is blank. So this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
relative referencing. So what you need to do, you need to fix your B20. Done? Okay, I think I haven't fixed it. Done?
Okay, ma'am. Done. It's done.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can drag it till last. Similarly, here also we can apply this divided by this. Again, using the F4 or function F4, you can make it constant or fix or freeze it and then press enter and then this
Yes.
divided by this F4 and then okay, I think I do not need to say anything. I can calculate now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then using the sum function, I have calculated the total percent. That is 100% for each of the product category. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now coming to the report view. Here you can see now you need to assemble your data in this form. So what I can do, I can come here. Here it is asking me these categories percentages according to the various product. But the problem is our format is different. Here our product is listed in the columns, right? And the categories are listed in the rows. But here in this, these are interchanged, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you need to do first? Firstly, you can copy your data without selecting the total percent like this. Control C. Done? I hope done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Come to the
Yes,
report view.
Just
Do not paste here. Come to the blank cell below your table and do the right click. Done?
Yeah.
Here
Ma'am,
you
could you
can.
please repeat again
Okay.
this part?
I said copy your data
Okay.
using Control C. Right? Come to the report worksheet and do not copy, do not paste here in this particular table, right? Come down and select any blank cell and do a right click there, right? And
Okay, ma'am.
there you can find the second option available, values. right? So that way it will remove your function, or if you will copy and paste directly here, it will give you error. So we are removing the function, we are only keeping those values here. So I'm doing this only. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Not ma'am. Please repeat it again.
I said Control C, these percentages. Done.
Okay, ma'am.
Come to the report worksheet.
Okay.
Downwards to your table, select any of the blank cell and do a right click
Okay.
and select the second option. That is 1, 2, 3 option. That is only values. We do not,
Sure, ma'am.
right?
Right, right.
Madam, why we are not putting it in percentage?
Sir, because we will do that. We will do that. Suppose I'm showing you. Suppose you are selecting this data like this, right? Because we have performed the formula functions here, or formula here we have performed, right? Now I'm coming here and pasting here. You can see it is giving me the reference error.
Okay.
So that is why I told you to firstly copy the values here that we did. Now you can select your data like this and then Control C, come to the product and variance satisfied category cell and do a right click. And then select the fourth option, that is transpose. It will convert your rows into column, because here, as I have already told you, our product was there in the column and the categories were there in the rows, right? So that way we have transposed them, and using this percent sign, you can convert your data again in the percent.
Ma'am, could you please repeat this part? After copy pasting, you have to copy paste the data again
You
in
need
that
to copy this again, right? Control C you can do, and then you can come your table area. I'm not going there because I have already performed. In the table area, keep your select your first cell, do the right click and select the fourth option, transpose. Like this, it will convert your rows into the columns. I think I have given you the reason why we did this. And here under the number section of the home tab, select the percent. Now you can cross check whether the percentages are correct or not. Right? For product 1, this is the product 1. So these are the percentages. You can check whether the percentages are coming correctly or not. So it is, here it is 18, 0, 18, 27 and 36. You can see 18, 0, 18, 27 and 36. Percentages are correctly. Right? I hope it is okay.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
So this way we have generated a small report for us, right? It is clearly telling me that 18% of the people are very unsatisfied with the product 1. So this way, this type of report you can easily generate using the small or very easy functions of the Excel. Now I request everyone to go to the next sheet with the name analysis. Here, as we are running short of time, I'll explain you only two things. First is the descriptive statistics and second one is the t-test, right? So how you can perform these two things using the Excel. So suppose we are having the products, various products are listed here. We are having the gender, one more variable I have given to you along with the income, right? So firstly, I want to see the descriptive statistics for my income. So descriptive statistics meaning is what? We need to get the average value. So I want to find mean, I want to find median, I want to find mode, suppose I want to find standard deviation, then I want to find the variance. Suppose this is what I want to find. I can come here, double equal sign and typing average, selecting the range of the income, closing the bracket, pressing the enter. This is the average income. I want to see the median income. I'm selecting the same range, entering. This is the median income. Putting the equal sign, typing the function mode, selecting the range and closing the bracket. It is 20,000. For standard deviation, STDE, V. This is the function you need to use and give the range of income and press enter. This is the standard deviation of income. Now similarly the variance of the income you need to find using the VAR function and closing the bracket. So this is the variance. So this is a one way of finding the descriptive statistics using the statistical functions in Excel, right? Other way is, I hope till here everyone is okay. I'm explaining you the next process. So I'm expecting everyone.
Ma'am, standard deviation का formula बताओ.
STDEV.
Madam, is the value of variance correct? Ma'am, is the value of variance correct here?
Obviously, it will be. It is given by the software.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
EV, madam, standard EV formula.
Sorry.
Standard deviation formula. You took that, no? So that what is the EV?
Sorry.
EV. STDEV. What's that, madam?
Sir, this is the name of the function. Sir, this is the name of the function given by the who has made this software.
Yeah.
Done?
Okay, madam.
Now,
Ma'am, formula for variance is
VAR only, right? Now I'm expecting everyone, please see here. Click on the file menu, please. I think please stop working everything or whatever you people are doing. Now you need to see this because this is important. Click on the file menu. Select the options. Done. Click on the add-ins. Repeating again, go to the file. Select options. This particular pop-up will come. From here, select the add-ins and then go down. Under the manage, Excel add-ins is already selected. You need to press on go button. From this go button, you need to select the analysis tool pack. You need to check this box and need to press on OK. Done.
Done, ma'am.
I'm not getting options.
I'm done.
Okay, fine. After that, you will be able to see under the data tab, you can find this data analysis toolpack will be available for you. This will help you to perform various kind of statistical tests, right? One of them I'm explaining you, that is the independent sample status. Suppose your hypothesis is, I'm writing the hypothesis, there is no significant difference in the
Ma'am, if you don't, can you show one more time of this?
Mean income of male and female employees. I think, ma'am, you can see it, check this in the recording. It would be little difficult because already I'm running late. I am in college only. I have to leave. Again, I'm telling you, go to the file, select options, and then go to the add-ins. I think you can capture these things. You can capture the images. That way you can find later on, right? So click on the file, select options, then add-ins, then under the manage, Excel add-ins is already selected. You can click on go, and there you need to only check on the analysis toolpack and you can press on OK. I'm not doing because it is already added in my Excel. So this is the process. So now, friends, you can see I have taken a hypothesis. There is no significant difference in the mean income of male and female employees, right? So gender means this is the gender where one is male and suppose two is female, right? So for such kind of data, firstly, you can see what I have done. You can also find this section lower down in your sheet. You can do the scroll down and you can find data is assembled here, right? So in that case, Excel is demanding the different format of the data. Your data should be in this format. So suppose I have written here female, I have written here male, right? So come to this gender. Under the home tab, we all know how to use filter. Use the filter here, right? Then you can click on this filter, and suppose I'm deselecting the all, selecting the 2. Suppose 2 is representing the female. I'm selecting the income of female, doing Control C and pasting here. Then I'm selecting all, pressing OK. Right? So that way the income of female is here. Now you can use again the same filter, and then you can click on 1 and press OK. So 1 is for male. You can Control C, and this time I'm copying somewhere near down. I have a doubt, right? And then you can select all your categories, and then I am doing this. I think filter every one of you know how to do, right? So this way we are having the male and female data with us. Fine. Now these are the income of male and female. You need to go to the data tab now. Click on the data analysis and then go down to perform independent sample t-test. You can see the t-test 2 sample assuming equal variances, assuming unequal variances. Here I am selecting the unequal variances and press on OK. Then here you need to give the range. Just a minute. So for the range, it will create a problem. I need to give these labels here, right? Now click on the data analysis, selecting the t-test 2 sample assuming unequal variances, press on OK. Select the first range including the label. Come to the second box, give the range of your second variable. Then you can come to the next section. It is asking you for the hypothesized mean difference that you do not need to pass. Labels, I am selecting this, I'm checking this because I have selected my data including these 2 labels, male and female, right? Alpha is the level of significance. By default, it is 0.05, that is 5%. If you want to make changes, you can make it. Then output options, I'm selecting the first output because I want to generate my results in the same sheet, and selecting or coming in this box and giving the range or the reference of a blank cell and pressing on OK. Once I'll press on OK, you would be able to see the output is generated by the Excel. In this, we can find the mean income for female is 28,000 and for male is 27,666. This is the variance of the male and female income. Total observations were 6 and 6. Hypothesized mean, we haven't passed anything, so that is why it is coming as 0. Degrees of freedom is 10, and the calculated t value is 0.0766. Now there are two p-value for the one-tailed test and for the two-tailed test. So suppose we have used the two-tailed test hypothesis. So I'm going with this p-value. So this p-value is greater than 0.05. I hope people are knowing that for hypothesis testing, the thumb rule is if you want to accept or reject your hypothesis, which is based on the p-value. You need to compare your p-value with the level of significance. If you can recall, alpha value was 0.05. So I'm comparing this p-value with 0.05. So this is p-value is greater than 0.05, right? So that means if p-value is greater than 0.5, in that case, the thumb rule says you will accept the null hypothesis, or you can say do not reject the null hypothesis. This way, this is your conclusion. So you will say this thing, your hypothesis was, you will conclude that there is no significant difference in the mean income of male and female employees. So you can see the difference is very small and it is not significant according to the t-test, right? So this would be your conclusion, right? Clear to all?
Yes, madam. Yes,
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
So I think this is all from my side. Using the same data analysis tool pack, you can apply some more tests which are available in this list. So now over to you people if you are having any queries.
Madam, is it available in YouTube? आपका video क्या है?
Yeah, it is available, and I think my YouTube channel is also there, sir. If you want, you can find a YouTube channel with the name Dr. Chanchal Jain.
Yeah, madam. Okay, madam. Okay.
And I think on RFI page also this recording will be available.
Yes, ma'am. The recording is available there.
Yes. Okay. So any queries? I think one of you have again asked me to repeat it. Problem is that I cannot see your screen. There can be the problem of the versions. In the different version, this option will be available at different other place maybe. So you need to identify these options where this options is coming, right? Or if you want, if you can share your screen, that way maybe I can help you out. Otherwise, it is little difficult for me to tell you from where you can find it. So may I stop sharing my screen? Anyone who is willing to share his or her screen?
Ma'am, your session was quite informative, and it was very nice to learn the basics, because it is rare to learn basics from these FDP classes. I'm very thankful to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Supriya ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. I know, I think time is very less with us. So probably I think otherwise I'll cover some more things. But according to the FDP and the requirement, I think I have shared the things with all of you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your feedback.
Your session was very, very wonderful, madam. Very nice.
Thank you so much, Tapas sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, good evening. Actually, your session was so informative, and first time I learned about the transpose. Like, this is the first time I'm learning what is this transpose. We are using for so long, but still we are not aware what is transposes. For me, I'm feeling. But it is good. We